have Joan Milliman here today from GRF. She is the board secretary, and I welcome you. It's great to have you here today. Of course, you folks had your regular monthly board meeting yesterday, and you were tapped to come in today.
I sure was. Neither Tom nor Beth are in town, so I'm in.
Yeah, and it was a bit of a long meeting. However, the length came in the front part of the meeting, and the front part of the meeting was, of course, a lot of people commenting on the landscape, and we'll get to that. I should say the use of Roundup and other things. That's what I should say.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, am I starting?
You are starting. Yes.
Okay. Well, of course, landscaping and buses are the main topics right now for us, and landscaping is being worked on. I want to tell everybody, Roundup is, we all agree, is difficult. We don't want it in the common areas, but sometimes it's needed on the golf course, and that's a special thing. And they're looking carefully at alternatives. Including actually mowing, you know. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking really seriously. So we had a very good report from the CEO regarding our huge transformation. As we all know, he's leaving us, and with regrets from us. We're sorry to see him go. He's been so great and helped us transform into the village we really want to be.
Yeah.
He's built a terrific team of management, and we look forward to working closely with them. The VMS report was a report on their long-range plan, and with slides and everything. Lisa gave a fine report, and we're going to get a copy of it because it goes by so fast.
It does.
As far as the business is concerned, all of our business this time is on pretty much on a 30-day notice. So I'll let you know what we did. The first thing we looked at was early release of funds. You know, there are things that need to be done sometimes before the end of the year, and if you wait until January to actually hit the budget, then those things are 6 months late.
Right, yes.
So we've released funds to purchase some items that are needed, and like some buses, and I can read to you what they are because I think it's important. So we're going to be purchasing some cargo vans, 7 cargo vans, 4 ADA buses, a scrubber, and some gate replacements, and other miscellaneous projects, all of which need to be done before the first of the year.
Okay.
So that's why we released the funds. And that resolution doesn't need any 30-day notice, so it's out there. The next thing we looked at is combining the Loggia and Sequoia Ballroom and Clubhouse too. You know, most of the other clubhouses rent the main ballroom or the main room and the patio as one. Right. But until now, we have not done that with Clubhouse 2. But they ran into difficulties with people and smoke and sound conflicted with the 2 areas when they rented both sections.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So there were times there were separate groups using these. Yeah, and I can understand that because especially on a nice evening or a nice day, the guests of that particular group don't know, and they're meandering in or out or whatever it might be.
Not only do they meander in and out, but they meander in and out of each other's.
Yeah.
And that gets it's not good. So, like the other clubhouses where there's a patio, it's going to be combined with the main room.
Okay.
And of course, this is on 30-day notice, so the final vote will be in November.
Okay, so I would have to assume then that would also cut back on the availability.
Absolutely.
Because you're going from 2 different venues, so to speak, to now 1.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So people get used to it. I mean, it's such a lovely area, the Loggia by itself, but if you have a band out there and a group and a dinner group inside, it's and they just don't work.
Yeah.
Clubhouse 6 is becoming. This is the next thing we voted on or are voting on, is to take the summer kids swim program permanently now to Pool 6. We've tried it out for 2 summers, and it's worked pretty well, quite well actually. And so that program is going to be in Clubhouse 6, and it'll be in the summer. So it starts Memorial Day, and goes through the closure of Pool 6 for the repairs. And so grandparents and the young children can go. We had a lot of complaints from Clubhouse 2 Pool with people worried about the youngsters jumping in the pool on top of our swimmers who are doing laps. So for safety purposes, if not for annoyance, we're going to change. And we will be looking further at kids who are able to swim and have a certificate or something and want to swim, and maybe allowing some of them into Pool 2, but they have to be swimmers. And that's something we're checking. So this comes up next November and our next meeting. Let's see. The guest fees for pools and fitness centers we were going to eliminate, but we sent that back for a little look further, because some people objected to eliminating the fees for the fitness centers because of the crowding, and they thought that maybe the fees would help keep the crowding down, but that's going to be studied a little further.
And well, I'll mention this tomorrow. Because Joan is on tomorrow for Robert's Rules, and there was a real kind of a back and forth on how to proceed on that, and I found it interesting. So maybe we'll touch on that tomorrow with Robert's Rules.
Okay, I'll be alert.
Am I right?
That one.
Do you remember?
Sure. Yeah. Yes, because yes, I will explain all tomorrow.
Yes. All right, that's tomorrow.
The last thing that we looked at was rescheduling the regular GRF board meeting from January 1st to January 2nd. And that's not a 30-day notice, that just was passed.
Right.
So that passed. Then we went into committee reports, and I must say that the Finance Committee had an interesting report this time. I just want to, well, if you can see, it's not, if you can get a close-up of this.
Yeah, pretty long, yeah.
This is the speech that the treasurer actually gives about all of the slides. And so it gives us the details. And I was impressed because that's never in there. So the first slide, for example, shows the total revenue for GRF as 29 million, and compared with expenses of 28.3 million, resulting in a net revenue of 784,000. So you can go from there, and it's a long report, but it was very thorough, and I do appreciate that. I think Diane did a terrific job to get that out there. A couple other things, just highlights. Now, I'm just from the CAC, that's Community Activities Committee. I think one of the most interesting things that came up from that was they've been offering ESL language classes, and they began September 14th in Clubhouse 1 at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. So they're taught by South Coast Literacy Group for free. And so if anybody wants to learn English, there's your opportunity. And you don't have to go in order. It's not in order. It's just, I've taught English as a second language, and they very often, they simply start with pictures and identify the word for the picture, and then you go from there. And it's they're fun classes, and I'm hoping that anyone who doesn't know English well will take advantage of this.
I think it's very good.
They take you where you are. If you know no English at all, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So you'll learn from the material they have.
That'll be very nice. Good benefit.
Really good, really. And then in M&C, it's maintenance and construction. The Energy Task Force reported that there's a conference they're going to in Irvine, which has more energy-saving devices, which maybe we can use and maybe not, but it's good to keep up on these things. So they'll be going to that. And the city of Laguna Woods informed us that Verizon is going to be putting up a tower, which we long have needed.
Yeah.
It'll help our cell phones whether you're Verizon or not.
Right.
And Verizon has been a problem off and on. Word about mobility and vehicles meeting is going to be this afternoon at 1:30 in the boardroom. It was published as 9:30. So those of you who are interested in attending that meeting, it's at 1:30 today. And they'll be talking about the buses and various changes.
Okay. All right.
The Disaster Preparedness Task Force still needs good neighbor captains to volunteer, and you can contact either Chief Moy or Judith Troutman to do that. And that's kind of the end of my report.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I still had it on my Monday memo. Oh no, I did have it at 1:30. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Right? It is at 1:30 today. Good.
been
I had to
out
double
there.
check that I said the right thing.
Right.
Yeah, I did have the updated one. So good. All right.
So
We're all taken care of.
Short and sweet.
Of course, as I said, Joan will be back tomorrow in the guise of Robert's Rules. Right?
Thanks. I will.
Okay.
I will. Thanks, Ken.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
You take care.
I see you tomorrow.
You'll see me tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll be back. I did have that. I was checking because.